Welcome to the Daily Gospel of John. We're going to take one final look at this account of Jesus healing the paralytic man in Jerusalem, picking up at verse 12. So they, the Pharisees, asked him, "Who is this fellow who told you to pick it up and walk?" The man who was healed had no idea who it was, for Jesus had slipped away into the crowd that was there. Later, Jesus found him at the temple and said to him, "See, you are well again. Stop sinning, or something worse may happen to you." The man went away and told the Jews that it was Jesus who had made him well. A couple thoughts real quick. One is, the man couldn't find Jesus because he had slipped away into the crowd. And we find this often where Jesus heals someone and then skips town. Obviously not trying to build a big political following. Here's a man who has the power to do mighty miracles. People are psyched about people that can do miracles. For one, it's exciting. For two, they want to be close to the person who has power for their own benefit, all kinds of things. And so, yet Jesus isn't so much interested in gathering a following for that purpose. It's not his time to be the political king. He's coming to establish the kingdom of truth, the kingdom of God in the hearts and souls of men, and that's done with his words. And the miracles gave credibility to the words he came to bring. He's the Word become flesh, God's message to set people free. As remember, it says you will know the truth and the truth will set you free, spiritually and in many ways. And so Jesus was hiding out, slipped away in the crowd. Now, Jesus goes and searches this man out, and he warns him, "See that you stop sinning or something worse may happen to you." Now, we don't know in the scriptures the details of this man's life. What brought on this situation where he was paralyzed? Was it some sinful behavior that he just brought on some consequences, perhaps some drunken act, or we don't know, but Jesus is warning him, you need to change course. I've poured out grace and mercy and the power of God. You've tasted of the goodness of God. Now change course. Change course. Don't go back to what you were doing before, because if you do, you might suffer a worse consequence. There's a proverb that's hit me very hard because I'm a stubborn person and have been very hard-headed in ways in my life. And there's a proverb in chapter 29. It says, "A man who remains stiff-necked after many rebukes or warnings will suddenly be destroyed without remedy." And that's caused me to shiver at times. And I'm thankful for the patience and grace of God that has worked with me as I've changed course and sometimes agonized in these things where I've tripped up again and again in the same thing. I say, "Oh God, forgive me," and He does. And yet I consciously know and I'm aware that, yeah, I need to change course, and I'm not taking this lightly. And so one final thought is that this man then, he went back and told the Jews that it was Jesus who had made him well. I hope that he wasn't going back and ratting out this Jesus who it was clear that he was on the hit list of this mafia Pharisee group. And I hope that it wasn't this man ratting out that it was Jesus so he could get in the good graces of these power brokers. And that's a strong tug on the human heart, to get that approval and acceptance by the power brokers, as evil as they may be. I hope instead that the case was that he was bragging on Messiah Jesus, who had just set him free and given him a new life. Like he's like, yeah, it was Jesus that healed me. Jesus, the one you guys, you can't stand. It was Jesus, yeah, he healed me. He's got some power, doesn't he? I hope that was the case. We don't know, but that would be cool if it was. And it would be cool in our lives if we, in spite of the fact that it might get us in a little hot water with the powers that be, if we owned up to our love for the one who's loved us so much. God bless.